Hey y'all, so I am starting prep for summer shredding. I've done 2 previous shows. They were smaller than that. I did them out on the East Coast in Rhode Island and Maine, and I've really loved the journey so far, but essentially the bulk is ending Sunday, and I need some fucking groceries. So we're gonna hit up a couple different stores because everything insanely expensive right now, including eggs and things like that. So we're gonna try to get everything as cheap as possible, and I'll take you through some of the hacks or some of the places that I go just to get that stuff cheaper. I am lucky enough to have a Sam's Club membership, which I got discounted through work. So unfortunately, you know, if that's not something that that's within your budget, I usually stick to Walmart. Out here on the East Coast, we have Hannaford, which I don't know where Hannaford really stems to. However, it is more expensive. I think it's more of a convenience thing because I live in bumfuck nowhere, Maine. So I'm going to take you guys through what I buy to start out prep. Obviously, I'll have more calories at the very beginning. And I also am trying to navigate fitting in a powerlifting comp at a half marathon about a month into prep, but the opportunities were there, and I don't believe in limiting yourself to one thing. So as long as I can do it healthy and safely, I don't see why not. And one of my closest friends really wants to run a half marathon, and I think that being able to support her through that journey is extremely important from a friendship standpoint and in general. So, but anyway, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're subscribed, thank you again for following along. I'm going to hope to post on here more regularly about prep and cheaper ways to do things because I do work full-time as well as go to school full-time. So prep on top of that is a lot. But I've learned a lot of different ways to get things cheaper, and I think that's extremely important to share with others. So bodybuilding should be for everyone. We were lucky and we did score some ground turkey in Sam's Club, which is gonna come in clutch because I bought over 10 pounds of it, so that can just sit in the freezer. That'll save some money and stress down the line of when to go grocery shopping if I have time and what the price of turkey is at that point. Like I said, usually they don't have it, so it was kind of a lucky day. And then aside from that, we got some yogurt. We got some coffee because I was out of that. There was a couple things that like I bought today that were restock of things that usually last months. The coffee, the collagen, you know, things like that. So that's not an every week expense or even every month by any means. Aside from that, we're gonna head to Walmart because I couldn't find any sugar-free coffee creamer here that was like not name brand. You know, I don't need Chobani fucking coffee creamer. I don't give a shit what the name brand is. I just need sugar-free, low-calorie coffee creamer. I don't give a fuck. And I usually buy great value in that, so that's why we're gonna head to Walmart. Need some asparagus, you know, things like that I don't buy here because yes, I'm gonna eat a large amount of it, but not quick enough. So we're gonna get some frozen asparagus because I just can't afford to continuously buy fresh asparagus, and there's really no caloric difference. It's just that it's fucking frozen. So if you want, buy the real shit and freeze it, although I have problems with that. I don't know how people do that well. So if you have any suggestions, leave it in the comments. But asparagus is mildly expensive, and to cut some of that cost, because it is one of the only vegetables that I really get. I did broccoli my first prep, and that was a big mistake for me personally. I don't know if other people have that problem. I don't know if that would be a dude issue. But as a female, I did not lose. It was weird. The broccoli didn't work. So we're going to stick to asparagus. I had really good results using that on my second prep. So we're going to look for some frozen asparagus to cut costs there. And then there was something else that I needed at Walmart, but I can't fucking think of it aside from the coffee creamer. And maybe a snack, because I need a snack. No more bananas, unfortunately. I'm a little sad about that. Maybe some pineapple. But again, you know, those are things that, like, I'm going to buy if I have time. Oh, and I need turkey bacon. So the fact that this is how far I can see over my steering wheel, this is what I look like to people passing by. Like, they see me in here like a little fucking gremlin, just barely making it over the steering wheel. This is crazy. I thought I looked like big as fuck in this thing. Oh my god. I can't take myself seriously. And what's crazy is I yell at grown men. Like, I will get road rage and yell at a grown man, and he just sees me behind the steering wheel like, yeah, fuck you, buddy. Like, what? That is, I thought I looked intimidating. What the hell? Oh my god. Anyway, pre-prep donuts. Great values. Well, like, Walmart's bakery donuts are my favorite. They're better than anything except Tim Hortons little, whatever those things are called, Timbits. Those things, yeah. My 600-pound life here. Hey y'all, okay, so today I am done grocery shopping. I'm gonna start meal prepping, but first, it is my last day of the off season for bodybuilding, so I'm going to do a couple different things that I've done in the past. Take some progress photos, just so I have something to compare my prep photos to, where I started and where I'm ending. It's always a little bit of a stressful day, in my opinion, just because you're seeing your body at maybe your heaviest point in a bikini, and that's always very hard for women, but I'm sure it's super hard for men too, you know, when you put that bathing suit on or decide to go shirtless for the first time of the season. Essentially, I just set up this sheet. I use it when I go to competitions so I don't get any spray tan on the bed, because they will fucking charge you for that. It's not worth it. I got it on Amazon for probably $10, and I have my shoes here. I'm just posing in a regular bikini for these photos, something that I can throw on every week to take the progress photos and not feel like I'm putting a $400 bikini on my ass every week and worrying about ruining it in the process when I'm tired and don't feel like posing. Anyway, this time around I'm going to do measurements of my body. The past two preps I did relatively close together. They were only 7 months apart, and they were both my first two bodybuilding shows. I didn't take my measurements because I did have an eating disorder in the past, and I would measure myself when I wasn't in the greatest place mentally, so I didn't feel like I was ready the past two preps to put numbers on my body. However, this time around, I'm feeling mentally healthy enough to be able to record those numbers. I plan on taking them at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end, so that I'm not overly obsessive about them and taking them every week or anything like that. If I start to notice that behavior in myself, I will stop all this shit. I don't give a fuck. So my mental health is the most important part of all of this. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take some photos. I'll probably show them in this video just to give you an idea. If you are a bikini girl or any competitor, maybe putting some sort of background behind you might help in case you have something on the wall that takes away from your photos, or you want to take them in a different location of your house every time. This allows you that freedom without the stress of like, what the hell is behind me? Just to give people an idea of what progress photos can or should look like, you know, and you can follow along.